This video is cannabis growing edutainment, created for viewers aged 18 and over. By continuing to watch, you confirm that you are 18 years of age or older. All activities depicted in this video are conducted in compliance with our laws here in Canada. Oh hey, don't forget to watch to the end of this video for funny bloopers and dumb stuff. Okay, now we know you're a grown-up. Welcome to Grow Daddy TV.
Come on!
Grow Daddy TV, come on! From the seedlings to that sticky, stanky harvest, they show it all organic and nice. If you're curious or wanna grow with kindness, Grow Daddy TV just might have some advice. Come on! Come on! Grow Daddy TV, come on! They break it down. Light, water, temperature, and humidity. It's cannabis kindergarten for every grower in the community. Yeah, come on, come on. Grow Daddy TV, come on. Germination, soil mixing up pots and LST, defoliation, harvest, and curing properly. So tune in every week to catch the magic. Grow Daddy TV. Come on, come on. Grow Daddy TV, come on. Come on, come on. Grow Daddy TV, come on.
Hey everybody, I'm Grow Daddy, aka Patrick, and welcome to Grow Daddy TV. Yeah, you've made it to our 11th season, our 6th episode, and this is where we have we come into my grow room every week, and we go over my grow. It's a grow journal, and I'm only growing 4 plants legally here in Canada. You guys, like most of you guys, can probably relate. You guys are probably growing just enough. And this is enough for me because when I get done growing, you know, I'm getting between 5 and 6 ounces, some good dense bud out of here. Now, we are growing for quality and we're growing for yield. We like to say that, but I think we're giving up a little yield because we only grow the muffin tops on top. And let me explain, you guys. We grow to a level canopy so everybody's getting equal light, and we grow these muffin tops on top, and we get rid of most of the buds and stuff underneath the top buds.
It turns into
larf. I get more larf in the tent. I get more larf than I want good buds. So this is how I'm growing.
You avoid getting larf.
It's how I avoid getting larf, having to trim it, clean it, whatever the hell I got to do. And I know you guys out there, and I say this every week, that, you know, in the comment section, if I didn't give this disclaimer, you guys that grow a lot of larf, you know, you guys would get mad at me. Mm-hmm. Don't get mad at me, you guys. You guys keep growing your style. If you want your larf, you know, for your resins or whatever you use it for, or even for a bigger yield, you'd get a bigger yield, but you just get less quality, I feel. Mm-hmm. I do in my tent.
It's good for, like, you know, infusing, putting in edibles and bubble hash.
It is, but you know what? It's a waste of my time. I might as well use a good bud for it. So we are growing organically 4 plants here in Canada. We're nice and legal, you guys. I think a lot of you guys can relate to this. And we do grow a Scrogless Scrog, and that gets all a Scrogless Scrog. A Scrog is where you put the net and you grow things underneath the net, and I'm growing without that. I'm training the girls each week, and I do this in our prawn segment. Show you guys some of the training methods that I'm using.
Yeah, you use like Cushman chiropractics. You kind of twist and bend the stems to give them more strength, so they don't really actually need that net.
I think that's a little later though. You know, right now, all we're doing is we're just tying stuff down and using a few clips. We're not really getting into our Kyle Cushman, because we use Kyle Cushman chiropractic. You like to say that, don't you, Mrs. Grow Daddy?
Well, I like people to know how you manage to grow a Scrogless Scrog. Like, what is holding them up if not a net? And it's basically the chiropractic.
Yeah, I think using the chiropractic that I twist them and get those stems nice and strong so they kind of stand up without a net. Mm-hmm. That seems to work for me, and it works really well. Our goal is between 5 and 6 ounces of good dense bud, which we're generally in between 5 and 6 ounces somewhere, hoping, of course, to get on the side of 6 ounces or more, which is not that easy to do growing this style, but I'll take 5.5 ounces of some good dense bud.
We've had 6.
Yeah, fuck larf. That's our hashtag, you guys. That's our hashtag. We just don't do it here. If you guys are more than welcome to, if that's your style of growing, this is mine. And you know what? We're in my tent this week. We're checking out all my stuff. So let's go. Timeline in the tent. Well, we are officially 43 days from seed. We've been vegging for 36 days now. We're starting week 4. We just started week 4 today of our veg.
So that's 3 full weeks.
3 full weeks, and today's our first day of the 4th week. And I gotta be honest with you guys, these girls are looking a little bit smaller than they normally look, you know, at this stage. And when we get to the water, you know, I'll kind of explain that a little bit. But we have been growing our girls, we've been experimenting a little bit because we have a runt. We've got, she's pretty average over here. But you know what? We're just trying to let these girls, especially Louise on the end, right, catch up to these girls. So we, as you can see, we've got these girls down in the tent, getting less par than these girls. So hopefully that will stimulate these girls to grow a little more and do a little more, and hopefully it'll stimulate these girls not to be doing a lot. There was something I wanted to talk about. What was it, Mrs. Grow Daddy? I just want to talk about my timeline anxiety with you guys for a minute, because maybe you guys are experiencing the same thing. And I shouldn't be, but maybe because I'm on YouTube and I'm showing you guys are coming in and my plants are being studied by...
Judged.
By millions, millions of people.
They're judging.
I wish.
They're going, oh my God.
Thousands.
Seriously?
But
3 weeks of veg, like,
I feel like a lot of our followers, a lot of people that are following and showing up every Sunday, I think they're judging me in a way.
Well, a lot of them are really good, experienced growers too. That you know.
Well, they're growing their own styles too. You know, they're growing hydroponically in all kinds of different ways. Some are in the comments. I'm starting to see guys growing like this. Hey, tried your method, love it. Gonna do it again next grow. Got a great harvest. Love it. So I'm hearing that, and that's giving me hope that I'm not the only person that likes good bud and feels like this is a good way to grow. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Just the dense, you know, creme de la creme.
We don't see a lot of people growing this style, Mrs. Grow Daddy. When I start getting into flower, when I get into flower, start getting buds, and you start seeing me go down the stem.
Yeah, trimming those buds right to the
top
couple nodes and just going.
Makes a lot of people nervous.
Oh yeah.
It makes a lot of people nervous.
I found myself gasping when you do it.
But nevertheless, my timeline anxiety is really in veg, okay, you guys? Because the length of your veg, a lot of people look at is how well did you grow those plants to get them to veg quick enough, right? So we're all kind of stressed out and plus we're always in a hurry to go to flower, right? Because as soon as we flower, we want to see those buds. But you have to be patient, you guys that are just growing, and you have plenty of time to make mistakes. You have plenty of time to fix things. We're fixing something in the tent. We're trying to keep these girls in veg a little longer, keep them a little smaller, because once they get to a certain size, we don't have any choice. We got to set these things we got to get these things in flower when they start taking up the whole tent.
Yeah, because they're a team. We gotta fill those 2 tents up quickly. You know, totally full. And sometimes you get someone who's like way behind, and the other one's like sometimes you just don't dare hold them back any longer because you get a big one that's just going, I need to flower now. We
get forced into flower usually by full tents, and sometimes one plant doesn't look, because we always have a runt, right? She's our runt, Louise is our runt, she's our little plant. Just never big enough. You don't feel like she's big enough, she's gonna give you enough. Although we've had some decent, yields come from our runts. Nevertheless, this season, we've got a problem, we've got a runt, and this season, I'm trying to slow down these girls by giving them less par and giving these girls the proper amount of par, maybe a touch more, running them really trying to
even things out a bit.
Trying to even things out a little bit before we go into flower. So that's what's going on pretty much this week in my tent.
It gives you a lot of anxiety.
About going maybe 7 weeks in veg. You know, the thought of going 7 weeks, but you know what? It could be 8 weeks, 9 weeks. It doesn't matter, because what matters is when you go, your plants are ready, your plants look great, they're filling up the tents.
And you get your maximum yield.
And you get your maximum yield that way.
Well, I remember you saying before, like, you know, if you go big or go home, or in for a penny, in for a pound, because like once you have already invested all this time in your grow, why be in such a rush and just go like, no, I need to do it now. I can't wait 1 more week. And later on you might go, God, I wish I'd waited that 1 more week.
Our start to finish from seed to finish, from seed to, you know, in bags curing is almost 6 months, right? It's almost 6 months.
5 to 6.
Right, so what's a week or 2 extra in veg to get that bigger yield? When you think about the whole timeline, Who cares about it if you spend an extra week or so? Especially if you're a beginner, you're messing around with these girls, you're trying to learn how to water them. You screw up and you're thinking, God darn, these plants are growing slow. You're not getting good growth on them because you haven't learned how to grow them yet. So you could be 8-9 weeks in veg. You could be horrible. Just don't force yourself into going into flower. That's my one big tip. Don't force your wait for your tent to get full. And as far as lights, we're using a Mars Hydro FC 4000 Evo. It's made for a 4x4 tent and it works really well.
2x4.
A 2x4 tent. Thank you, Mrs. GrowDaddy. And of course, we have 2 tents. Now, you could grow with any light, you guys. Any light, okay? Any light. And if you're using the same watts and hanging at the same height as me, you're gonna get generally the same par with any light, generally. So it's gonna put you in range. Now, I'm hanging at 15 inches with this light. I like this light because I can hang it an inch lower and I feel like I'm getting a good spread on the canopy. So I'm hanging it at 15 inches generally, but I'm hanging 15 inches from the top of this canopy, okay, from these girls, and I'm hanging about 16 to 17 inches down here to these. These girls are getting approximately 280 par. These girls are getting approximately 320 par. So they're getting more par, hoping to stimulate some of the growth. And I gotta be honest with you, I got a couple burnt tips and a few burnt things going on there. And that happened because I didn't change the light all week and they kind of grew up an inch and a half. I had to lower the light an inch and a half or raise the light an inch and a half when I came down here this morning because of my neglect. Now I've neglected the girls a little bit, but as you can see, they're not hurt. They're
all right.
They're better than all right. They look absolutely beautiful, but you can see where they're starting to get a little damage, and that's when you got to know you got to adjust the light.
You got to nip that in the bud.
You got to go. And so, like I said, they're hanging 15 inches from these, around 17 inches down to these, and I've already told you the par, 280 to 320, and we're using 100 watts, you guys. And that's what I like to say. When you guys are using any light, you guys hang at 15 or 16 inches, you're going to get approximately the same par I am using 100 watts. And I think 300 par is ideal. 320 par is kind of ideal.
That's what we've always used for veg. It's just like, 100 watts gives us usually like around 300 par, and we just veg the whole time on 300.
Less is always better is what I like to say, and I'm proving it right here with only giving these girls about 280 par. They're still growing great. They look beautiful. They're doing fine with less par. I might have slowed them down a little bit, and that's what I'm trying to do, is slow these 2 girls down a little bit. Nevertheless, I'm just showing you what less gets. It does just fine if you give it less light, maybe take them a little longer to grow. So you don't feel like you need to push those girls so hard to get a couple days out. You get a couple days and you push, the leaves look like shit.
Don't be like GrowDaddy. Don't suffer from timeline anxiety.
Yeah, don't. Anyways, that's our light in the tent, you guys. It's pretty simple this week, and we'll try to stay on top of it this next week. Move up the lights. We're gonna get into bigger containers. I don't know if we're gonna up pot in the middle of the week or wait a whole nother week. These look like they might be, 5-6 days away from up potting. I'm kind of guessing before we get them in another pot. And they'll be in those next big pots, which are gonna be 7-gallon pots. They'll be in those pots for 2 weeks before I go into flower. That's the timeline. And I'll pretty much, unless something happens, but we won't go into flower until our girls have filled up the tent. As far as water in the tent this week, you guys, it's another easy one. But I love water. You guys know I love water. But I haven't been able to do much of it. And I got to tell you, that's part of the reason why the light was out of whack. I didn't come down here. I'm just not spending time down here because I haven't had to water. What can I say? We watered after 4 weeks. We planted our seedlings, in some really nice moist soil, perfectly moist, which I show if you want to look at the consistency of. And I make a moist soil, but not sopping wet, not mud. And I plant these things, and I didn't have to water for 4 weeks. I know I'm going on and on. You guys hear this every week, but new people got here, and I got to explain what the hell's going on.
Well, GrowDaddy and I thought that GrowDaddy just invented that technique. We thought we were so.
Somebody said Jeremy's doing it, and from Build a Soil, he said Jeremy does that. But I wouldn't be.
But then another horticulturalist came in and said that that's a known thing in horticulture.
Nobody's doing it on YouTube, and I said that, and somebody said Jeremy's doing it. Now, okay, I didn't know Jeremy was doing as many videos. I know he's got more of I know he does pots and he's got more of a drip going. He's got a whole different setup than I do. I mean, we grow so simply here, water in the top of them. We don't have anything. We don't have anything automated. There's no automated water. There's no automated anything besides my lights turning off and on when they're supposed to. And I do have an inline fan. It's an AC Infinity. It's an Infinity fan, 6 inches, and it just circulates air constantly through my tent. I don't even have it. I have the buttons that I could put it on for temperature and humidity.
To automate that.
So I could automate it, but you know, I found if I just keep that fan on all the time,
no problems.
no problems. It's getting new air in there, and there's just no problems with doing it that way. And I kind of like it that way. If a fan breaks, I'm still getting air movement. And if you put yourself in one of these tents, you empty out one of these tents, and you put your inline fan on and get inside there, you can feel the air go over all your hairs, and you can just feel the air moving with that inline fan on. So it works really well to keep I've never had a problem with any rotted bud.
Not quite here.
Never had any problems with any
white powdery mildew.
Never. And I do think it's because I leave my fan on all the time. You automate it and they shut off. And then they turn on and they shut off and they turn on. And during that shut off, there's no air movement besides maybe your fan.
Yeah.
You've got your fan moving a little bit. That's fine, you guys. Keep doing it that way. I'm telling you how I do it. And I do it where I just don't even have to think. So as far as watering, let me get back to the water. I got kind of sidetracked. A little high. Of course, you guys know that, right? So watered 4 weeks after I planted them. And then 1 week after that. So yesterday I watered for the second time. And I watered to runoff just about. Maybe a little light of runoff, but real close to runoff I watered to. And the plants look absolutely, I knew I wanted to water the day before. I probably could have waited today to water, but I wanted to give them a water the day before because I knew how pretty they would look today, and how thankful they would be to get in some moisture soil.
Well, they know they've got a TV appearance, on this day, and so
I expect you guys. Here's what I expect from doing this every season. The same thing. These girls are going to dry after. It's not going to take them a week to take the water out of the soil this time. It's going to take them maybe 3 days, right? Maybe 4 days, 3 days. And then I'm going to water them, and it's going to take them 2 days. And then 1 day. And this is all going to happen over this week. These girls are going to want to drink every single day before I get them up potted. And that's when I know they're ready to be up potted.
Basically, once you can't keep them wet for a whole day without watering twice, it's time to up pot.
Same thing with solo cups. They're only, the first 2 weeks. By the end of the 2 weeks, they're drinking every single day by the end of 2 weeks, and that's when it's time to up pot. So that's kind of when I think it's time to up pot, is when they're kind of drinking for the most part, because you want to water it the day before and still have enough moisture in there that it holds together when you do the up pot. That's how it might be able to go 2 days, but it literally could be watered every single day. I'm not messing around with pH anymore, you guys. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I've been doing it for the show. And if you didn't know this, you guys that just got here, we do have a spreadsheet in the description. And it describes everything we do in the tent, when we do it. Just if you guys want references, if you guys are trying to do anything like me, everything's in that spreadsheet. And we put pH of water down there. The last season or two, we've done the pH. I'm just not doing it anymore. I don't need to. Why am I doing it? Because
you were saying I'm going to get rid of my pH pen. I don't even need it, but you can keep it, but you don't do it. You don't use it every day anyway.
I'm not going to use it every day anymore. I don't plan on using it anymore. Listen, here's what I do, you guys. And hang on a minute, guys. Hang on. I'm coming. I'm just over here, you guys. Here I come. There I am. Now she's going to put a little thing down here so you guys can see this a little better. But this is ascorbic acid. It's vitamin C powder. It's just powder, white powder. And, well,
it's not expensive.
It's not expensive. And, to be honest with you, I've got a lot left in here. Miss Grodaddy's been using a lot. She uses this in her bath. She uses it in drinking water. She's been using it for her plants upstairs.
I have.
At any rate, what this does is this gets rid of the chlorine out of. Now, we're taking this one step further, right? Even doing that, taking chloramine or chlorines out of our, out of our soil. These plants would probably grow just fine. They say the first inch, I think it says the first inch, if you pour just regular water in there with chlorine or chloramines, the first inch, it doesn't go down after, it filters, and it doesn't go down after about an inch, the first top of the soil.
Interesting, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it kind of filters. So, this is why our plants do so well outside, and we water our plants on the deck. We just use regular water and stuff. So I'm just saying, but we baby these girls, and this is what I do to baby them. But when I use a half a teaspoon, you guys can figure out what your dose is too. But when I do a half teaspoon of this into a 5-gallon bucket of water, and that's kind of my watering size, it will lower my pH down to 6.5 from, say, 8.5.
That's
right?
It comes out of the tap.
Or 8. 7.5, 8 is when it comes out of the tap. And with a 1/4 teaspoon, I lower that down. And you know what? There's a debate going on about pH and organic growth, that it doesn't matter. I gotta be honest with you guys. I honestly don't know. I don't care. My plants are doing fine. I'm taking out the pH. I'm gonna get the pH somewhere in the vicinity. I know that with a quarter teaspoon, somewhere between 6 and 5 pH, and I'm good. And we're gonna do something extra, you guys, in the tent this week, okay? And this is what we almost missed and didn't talk about because I forgot to water. And I gotta put these down in front of the girls because I forgot to use this the last 2 waterings. Okay, I got some new stuff. Check it out. Okay, this stuff right here is a plant aquatic extract. Kind of like plant shit in a way, I guess, right?
Rhizotonic, it's got Riz.
It's got Riz in it. And, I'm not a scientist, you guys. I go down, speaking of which, I'll get that in a minute. I go down to my hydroponic store and I kind of go, what can I do? I've got a Runtz. I want to give her something extra.
Something.
Little something extra to maybe make her grow a little better than the rest. So I meant to water Louise and only her. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna give this to the rest of the girls.
That's gonna break your heart.
And this is something else.
This is so hard to do, Grow Daddy.
I'll bet this is called beneficial bacteria. It's azos, beneficial, and it promotes vegetative growth promoter is what it is. So I've got a couple weapons here, and these are only gonna get used on Louise. Oh, I don't know. She needs a little bit too. I think I'll give it to Marie
You're
as well.
You're gonna feel so bad about Chantal and Colette.
No, I won't, because they're going to be doing just fine. Not every child should get treated the same. Some need a little extra. They need a little extra tutoring. And we're going to do this. By the way, if you guys didn't know this, I don't believe in this shit. I don't believe in this. So change my mind. Change my mind, girls. I'm going to give this to you. Change my mind. I don't believe in all this extra crap. And I went down, I don't know, I bought $60, $70 worth of these 2 little things, like 60, 70 bucks, you guys. And by the way, I want to throw a plug, even though 2 people are probably listening here in Victoria, but that's for my hydroponic store, and that's called Mr. Fertilizer, and they treat me right when I go in there.
Thanks, Mr. Fertilizer.
Lance awesome. And all those guys are just awesome in there. If anybody lives here or around here, please go shop there. I know I'm only talking to 1 or 2 guys, but you want to know what? Love them. I go down there all the time. I think there's closer ones, but I go all the way across town to go see those guys. Our VPD in the tent, which is our environment. Okay, you guys. Our environment in the tent.
There's a chart.
There's a chart right here. It's a VPD chart, vapor pressure deficit, and it's basically telling you, in what climate, your plants will grow the best. So there's humidity and there's temperature, and on this chart, if you look. Different zones as
There's kind of a sweet spot, like an area where it just photosynthesizes the best.
For each stage of the growth. Your seedlings are going to be different. Because they were 80, 70. I think we were growing those at 80% humidity, 70, 75 degree temperatures. And now we're going through the vegetative stage, which is more like 65, 70 humidity. And we're running about 75 to 80, 82 in the tent every day. And if you go look at the chart, we're right where we want to be, where we're supposed to be growing in veg to get the best growth. And that's going to help, if you're in the right zone, if you're in the sweet spot, you're going to be photosynthesizing, your plants are going to be photosynthesizing better. The stomatas are going to be opening. What else? There's one thing something else.
Well, transpiration is when the stomata's open.
Yeah, I thought there was something else, but
gas
no.
exchange happens.
Yeah, nevertheless, you know what? People grow in different zones, and that's the fact of it, and these plants still grow. What can I say? That is what a VPD chart will do for you guys. I like to mention it because sometimes you guys have never heard about it or seen it. Some of you guys have never been here before or done anything. That is our environment in the tent, Mrs. Grodaddy. It's that simple. Let's take a look at our weed prawn this week, and we're going to go through it. We're going to show you guys a little bit of what I've been doing this week, and we may do a couple things and show you in our weed prawn segment. So let's get looking at the girls, get a good closer look, because I'll tell you what, they look healthy, they look beautiful, and they look like they want to say hi. Come on! All right, guys, we've made it to our weed prawn segment. Hey, come on in and look at the girls. Let's take a good close look at the girls. The girls are looking mighty fine today. As you can see, the girls on the right are a little lower, and the girls on the left are a little raised. But we're going to do a little training. We're going to bend a few of the stems over with some clips, and we'll see where they land after we're done with them, because some of them will be a little shorter. I can tell you right now, Marie's going to be a little shorter. Let's take a look at Louise. Let's take a good close look at Louise. Hello, Louise. Louise is our Quebec Black Bud. She is from Quebec Cannabis Seeds, of course, and she's our little girl in the tent. She's kind of a runt, I would say. She's looking really, really good though. The foliage is looking good. She's really good. She's just growing slow, slower than girls, and we're going to try to give her a few more things and help her growth a little bit. As you can see, some of these leaves here. Look at some of these. She came up into the light a little bit, and I wasn't paying attention, and got a little burnt. I think those tips are a little burnt because of light, but she's just fine. Those are just a few growing pains. Mm-hmm. Let's do a little training on her today. Now, I think in the week we might have missed in the week, but I did. I don't know if we got it.
During the week you did.
I did. I tied her over I bent her over. She was
90.
finally 90 degrees. She was finally able to get bent over, and that's what I did. If you can see Mrs. Gordette, I bent the stem over. I showed in some previous videos me doing this to some other girls, so just look back on a few videos. And all I want to do now, there's not much to do. You don't feel like you have to always be doing something. We'll see if we can get a couple clips on here and get her down a little bit though, okay?
And the objective is?
The objective is just to keep her growing out, out towards the pot. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, I took a clip off here, and you can see where it's already bent, and we just leave it. You see how it's bent like that? I had a clip on there. Mm-hmm. And let me put a couple more clips on here, Mrs. Gordette, and we'll just get out of here. I don't think there's a lot to do.
Because the Scrogless Scrog thing you do, it's like trying to grow almost like a candelabra kind of.
Yeah, and I don't really like to tie down anything as much as I want before I'm going to up pot in a few days, so I don't necessarily want to get at that.
Oh yeah, you don't want too many strings on.
Yeah, and then I have to take them off, and this is just kind of an easy way of spreading her open a little bit if I can. See, these clips are almost. See, she almost is not big enough to be clipped, but I was able to put a little clip on that.
And you call those curlers too, these plant clips, and we have a link in our description how to get them as well.
Well, we find some good cheap ones on Amazon, I think is what we do. You can buy the bud clips, and people use those little yellow bud clips, and I don't know what the difference is besides the exorbitant difference in price. The bud clips.
I think some people are saying they're made in America or something.
Is that what it is? And they're probably made by by illegal workers.
Oh God! Let's just keep our mouth shut, Grow Daddy. Okay?
Yeah, that's all we're gonna do to her, though, you guys. And as you can see, I kind of clipped her, and all these leaves are gonna come up again, and we'll get these leaves up. And that's all we're really doing to her today is just getting her up a little bit, and we just knocked her down a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah. That's it, just a little training on her today. Let's take a look at Marie, because Marie is waiting. Come on. Hello, Marie. Marie is our Runtz from Quebec Seed Company, and she's pretty normal. I wouldn't call her a runt, she's pretty normal. She's a little on the bushy side, and look at those big, huge indica leaves she's got. We're gonna cut one or two of those off too, and we're gonna put a couple clips in her and cut one or two of those big, huge leaves off. So let's check it out. She's got some beautiful leaves, beautiful foliage. She's also got a little bit, if you really look, she's got a little yellow, and that's from getting a little too high to the light too. She kind of grew up into the light too. But she's looking pretty normal. We caught the lights at the right time, and we'll just have to,
She's all right.
She's all right. So let's do a little training on her really quick, and let's start by, Let's start by doing this. Let's start by, well, first, I'm going to get rid of one of these big, see these big leaves on top? I just want to get rid of, I shouldn't. No, I'm not going to. It's too early. I hate getting, I like to start taking leaves out that I don't want, and I still may. Let me just
cannot.
Now here's a clip that was in here for a few days. You can see how it's bent. And let's just see. Let's get this.
It's always kind of a choice of like clipping or tucking, right?
Or tying down.
Or curling.
Or tying down. Yeah, you can actually, I have ties on these, and I could be tying them down.
And that way you get to keep your leaf, which is a nice solar panel.
What I'm also thinking, and be careful you don't break these things. You got to be really careful. Sometimes these things will break on you, and there's no worse time for one to break. It's when you're actually on film. I couldn't imagine. Oh, these are kind of bent over from clips I had in them. Do I want to still? Yeah, let me put these clips in over here. Okay. If they'll fit. If they'll fit and won't break. I can just see one of these breaking on me on camera because I'm trying to do this fast and keep my hands out of the way, which I'm unable to do. So see that?
That was a work of art. That was amazing.
You like that? And I didn't even break it. Let me see if there's any more. I want to get this one too. So we're just going around it, kind of looking. Now do you want to do it down here or up here? I think Gotta be careful. I think that's a good clip right there. That's a good clip. See that?
So you've kind of, you kind of
Now-
put these down.
Seeing this big leaf I wanted to chop off to begin with? It's kind of over everything.
Let's
And
see,
you want to know
let's
what?
Let's see it.
You see how it's kind of on
Oh,
top?
it's blocking light from
It's
the
blocking
other
light
leaves.
and everything else, and I kind of, let's just cut that off. Let's just cut that off right there. Okay, we're just going to cut that off.
See it.
That's a pretty good sized leaf I'm taking out, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of opening everything
You
up
are.
a little bit. Just one leaf. It's just one leaf.
And it was definitely blocking all the light going underneath
A lot of it. Yeah. And let me just get in there and put another clip in, Mrs. GrowDaddy. I kind of almost wouldn't mind tying that down a little bit more.
What?
This. Remember when we first did it and we had that 95 degree? I'm wondering if I can get that a little tighter and get that down just a little bit more.
Pull down the, tighten
Yeah,
it
but
up.
you want to be careful.
Because you don't want to snap that either.
No.
You could.
Oh yeah, you could, but I'm just putting a little bit more pressure than was on there, so I'm not laying into it too much. And I think I did a good job right there. See, I brought that down. And you know what? I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna put one more here.
Another clip.
Yeah, I'm gonna put another clip right there.
Wow. Look,
See?
I think, so now, like, you're going to have to look at your lights because I think your light height, like your hanging height, just
It did. I'll take a look at my height.
changed.
Yeah, but you gotta let them. Gotta let them all come. All the leaves
Yeah.
come up after about a couple hours before you come back here and adjust the light. But that's
Yeah, because all of these, just in case anyone doesn't know this, all these leaves which are pointing sideways or upside down,
Yeah.
they're just, in a couple hours, they're going to be perfectly flat and right side up again.
exactly. Marie, you're looking beautiful. Let's check out Colette and see what she's doing in the tent. She's next. Come on. Hello, Chantal. Chantal is our Biscotti, our from Quebec cannabis seeds, and I got to be honest with you, she is a beast, growing beautifully, no flaws. I mean, she's just absolutely gorgeous.
And you said you wanted to grow a Biscotti.
Yeah, I had some biscotti when I was in Vegas, and I really liked the flavor, and I wanted to give it a shot at growing it. So she's looking really beautiful. Let's see what we're gonna do. I think you know what we're gonna do with her. We're gonna put a few clips in her today.
She's so big now.
Well, yeah, she's good size. Now I've slowed her growth down quite a bit, actually, and we could actually take off limbs that we don't think that are going to come to the top. We can do all kinds of things, but it's guesswork. Now I'm going to take this leaf. There's a big leaf right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to tuck that down. Okay, that's going to give me this, and then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take out some clips. I'm just going to start clipping. You know, I'm just going to start clipping.
Curlers.
Some curlers, and you can see I've used them. I've just taken them off, and
Yeah.
I'm extending them out.
So you leave them in there like a day or two.
Or a week, it just depends. You know on what you want what you want to do, but don't leave them in there too long because they'll be harder to get out. Now I've got her really pointing
Ooh,
down.
yeah.
That's severe, but she's going to come up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to.
It's so cool the way these things work. It's really, really cool because I've used them too when you went to, when you went to Vegas or whatever. And I had to do some clipping and stuff, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it's just a little.
It's kind of
I
rewarding.
think on camera it's a little because I'm trying to go a little faster. It could be a little bit stressful because I don't want.
Yeah.
Because this is where you break.
Well, yeah, I remember there was one plant that had really brittle.
It's silica that's in that. It's something to do with silica or something. The
But it's
flexibility. I
also
don't know.
got to be genetics because we gave the same soil to all of them, but only one of them had really breakable branches and stems.
Well, and some
remember?
say it's because it's got a lot of water in them, so it makes a lot more tension in the stems. So I'm just kind of going around it, putting in some colors,
Gently slide them in from
gently
the side.
sliding them in, bringing them down
Let's get a really good shot of you putting one on.
right here.
Yeah.
Got a good shot right here. See there?
Yeah.
And
Wow, that's
I know.
pointed totally
I know,
down.
but
Yeah.
it'll come up and
Yeah.
it'll look. So we just want to go some of these inner ones. If we got some of these inner nodes, go down on some of these curlers. Now we'll be using a few strings and tying a few. Now that's a little too, little too. No, we can go around that bud with the curler. See, we can go around that. See,
There you go.
and then we'll do.
They're so useful.
They really are. I think that's almost all we're going to be able to do to her today. We got another one. We just try to find long enough branches that want to bend for us. And we want to bend. This one's one that really wants it. Okay. And I don't know if my technique is very good. I think if you don't break a branch, you've done a good job. And remember, they are on veg, so we can kind of play with them as much as we want, and we don't have to worry. We can break a few branches. It ain't going to be no big deal if we have to wait a couple more days to go into flower. It's not no big deal. This one's a little tricky to get in there. My big, huge hands, your camera.
Maybe you can do it when you're not on camera.
No, there it is right there.
Because, you know, I know you're going to spend time alone with these plants, and you're just... I'm not going to catch everything, right?
No, but we got this plant. This one needs the most work out of everybody as far as... I think the other ones are going to be easier. So I did put one in her down here. If you can see that through these leaves. I don't know if you can... But there's one in there down there. So everything is wunderbar.
And the idea is constantly trying to spread things out from the center.
Yeah, and make things flatter and bring them down. Now you want to take it down to your lowest branch. I'm almost on the verge of tying that one, but I'm just going to leave it up for now.
Let's take a look from the top. So now here, I see. Because it was pretty cool how on Louise you were, I can't remember which one, you just removed one big leaf and it was like, wow, everything
Let's take a look at her. Got some of the taller ones tied over, and I may come down here and tie a couple over this week as she gets a little bit bigger this week, because now it's starting to get where it's not once a week. Now it's going to be every couple days. I want to come down here and readjust these, and I can see, did that fall off already? That one fell off. Some of these branches are really, really small, and we just got to be really careful. And there you go. Okay, there we go. All right, there you go. Now let's check out Colette, our frosted gelato. Come on. Hello, Colette. Colette is our frosted gelato from Quebec Cannabis Seed Company. And as you can see, she's got a little leaf burn on her.
Oh.
This is from a week ago when they got in the lights. And you know what? The damage shows up a little bit later sometimes. So this was damage from a week ago, one leaf up on the top.
She's just sacrificed.
But I'll tell you what happens. I'll tell you what happens. And just to make sure my girls feel beautiful, we like to do that. Now I'm just gonna go like that, take that off.
A little cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, it's gone. Look.
Didn't hurt a bit.
Didn't hurt a bit, and she looks like, oh wait, I got one more. Look at this one down here. I got one more leaf, an old leaf. But I'll tell you what, I like my girls to look beautiful. That's just a fact.
Makes them feel better about themselves.
It does, and we even lost a little leaf in just messing around here. So be careful, you guys. Anyway, she's a beast. Let's first do this, you guys. Let's take out all of these curls that are in here. That's what we'll do. We'll take out all the...
Take them all out.
Yeah, they've been in there for a few days or even a few weeks. I don't know. They've been in there. Okay, now I'm taking them all out. And then I will look at her and see how I want to adjust her. Okay, but she's had curlers in, and as you can see, I'm getting a little scent off of her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true when you kind of disturb their foliage.
I got a little whiff of that one. That was
A little skunker.
I don't know. There's some little biscotti. So.
Skunker.
Now she was the biggest girl. Now she has stunted a little bit, you know, with a little less par that I've been throwing on her, and I'm really happy to see her growing a little slower, you know, because we're really trying to catch the other girls up in the tent, and that may be hard for people to understand.
Sorry, Colette, we had to put you on a par diet.
Yeah. Now, what do I want to do to her today? I think, you know what? I think taking these clips, these clips were in here, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these clips a little further out. See, I'll take them a little further out. Put the kibosh on them right there.
Yeah.
You know what's those stems? She's going to need to, now. They're going to need to be. I didn't mention this, but in a couple days, they probably could have been bud pinched, all of them today. So within the day or two, I'm going to get another bud pinch on all these girls, because that will be my second time. And remember, I'll be doing it
second round of
pinching, and I will be doing 3 rounds total. I will be doing 3 rounds total. And I don't think there's much to do. I'll wait another day or two and do some pinching, and also, I think she looks pretty good.
This is the overall, the gist of it is like you started out like bending right from the center, just like push those down, and now it's just more.
Yeah, and when I get it in a final pot, I'll tie some of these down. I'll work with more than just clips. Just want to do clips right now. But that's all I'm going to do to her today. And as you can see, I have brought her down a little bit, and she's kind of clipped. And we just move the branches where we want them. It's just training 101. You just move the branches where you want them. You can't do anything wrong, you guys. There's absolutely There's absolutely nothing you can do wrong when you're training these girls. You can break some branches. It may delay your veg time a little bit, but like I said, let me stress out about my veg time because I'm on camera. You guys, if you guys have to go a week or two longer in veg because you guys are playing with your plants and trying to learn about them and trying to train them, and maybe you screwed up a few by breaking branches. Branches can be very easy to break. Don't worry about it. It's just a broken branch. And if the branch doesn't break off all the way, I use a little masking tape and I put it back together, and within 3 or 4 days, it's completely healed up. So you can save a lot of the branches if they don't break.
Save limbs.
Yeah,
don't you wish people could be like that?
Well, we are. We always get stitched up and put back together,
right.
don't we?
Yeah.
So it's really the same thing with these girls. They're looking good. That is our prawn segment, you guys. And I'll tell you what, the girls are looking beautiful. Come on! Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I had a blast. Really appreciate you guys coming in to, check out my tent this week. Love you guys. The girls. I don't know if I'd call it epic because I've slowed everything down, but I think that's epic. It's epic that I was able to slow these girls down a little bit, especially Colette, okay? She looks like she slowed down a lot. I'm telling you, it's good news because these girls are gonna get a little more time for veg. Remember, the idea is maybe a little more veg time, but I gotta keep these plants down so they don't grow us out of the tent.
It's gonna help us it's gonna stop us getting backed in the corner when it comes to flipping to flower, right?
Yeah.
Rather than desperation.
I think so. What do you guys think? I mean, tell me, what would you
Let
guys
us
do?
know in the comments.
What would you guys do? I know you guys probably don't have this problem because you guys probably dump the runt or whatever you guys do, but if you were trying to do what I'm trying to do, slow the grow down except for these two, do you think the light's the best way to go? I don't know. I can't think of any other way to do it besides cutting them. That's what somebody else said. I can just start cutting back on the nodes and cut them down. And that's another way of keeping them back. And that's also an idea that I might do. I am bound and determined to make Louise, get some roots before I send her off, to flower this season. Check out next week, you guys. See you guys next Sunday. Remember, we're on at 6 a.m., you guys. Every Sunday, we come into my tent. It's just like hanging out in the garage, or in the grow room.
We love our time spent with our gromies, hanging out and talking on the comments and
Absolutely.
stuff.
I love the whole community. I love what we're doing.
Yeah, we love you guys.
I don't know. You guys make this all worthwhile. I mean, growing's fun, but doing this YouTube stuff and showing you guys my grow is all full of fun. And I can see by the comments that I have been helping some people. And that is payment in itself right now. I'm telling you, these girls look absolutely beautiful. In a week from now, they may be in big containers the next time you see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be. They definitely won't be up on these. They're going to be huge by next week. In 1 week's growth from this time on, it's going to be a big old huge difference. And when they can't fit in the tent anymore, that's when we open up the other tent. And that'll definitely be by next week. So we'll see you guys next Sunday because more than likely, almost 100%. We'll be using 2 tents because there won't be enough room in here. See you guys next Sunday. Come on, I'm out. Lean the girls over. Is that a fucking gnat? We got fruit flies. I don't think that's
I think it's a fruit fly, honestly. They're all over upstairs. I told you I was just being driven insane cleaning up the kitchen. You can't tell, can you?
Of course you can. You can't.
Yeah, fruit fly and that?
How can you?
I couldn't.
Well, how can I? Yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's no way of knowing.
Let's get what's that TV show, Quincy?
I don't know.
The forensic.
We need a
guy?
forensic, and we need somebody forensic. Let me get back to the water. I got kind of sidetracked. A little high. Of course, you guys know that, right? So, yeah, I'm just looking at the. And then they have a bowl. No? Okay. Yeah! Come on! That was it. That was it.